Now, I got to be real. I don't know what's going on with Shakur Stevenson. It's so funny that people, really criticize Ryan Garcia using social media so much and tweeting so much. Now, some of it, like the N-word and talking about Muslims, that's ridiculous. We ain't rocking with that. We never respected that and condone any type of discrimination like that. So I understand those complaints. But I'm talking about before that. Before that, when Ryan Garcia was tweet heavy and he just kept going on social media and tweeting a bunch of random gibberish and nonsense, people were like, man, Ryan, get off. But now it's looking like the whole game of these young fighters are doing the same thing. Shakur Stevenson, he's always been on Twitter, but since his last fight with Artem Harutyan, it's like he got a bright idea from Ryan Garcia to live on X, to live on Twitter, to the point where Shakur Stevenson even took to his social media story and said, Elon Musk should run that check because I got Twitter popping. Like, he think he the king of Twitter, and he's just arguing with people. He's arguing with celebs, Cam and Mace. He's arguing with other fighters and Shushu. He's arguing with Ishe Smith. He's arguing with Marcus Brown. He's arguing with Andre Berto. He's arguing with Ryan Garcia now. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. And it's weird that this is what the game is getting to. I'm from the old school. You can call me an old head, whatever you want, but I care more about the fighting than people talking about this, that, and the third. Now, since it happened, I got to talk about it. Shakur, the other thing I think that's hurting him brand-wise is I feel like Shakur Stevenson, he's almost trying to be someone he's not, right? He comes from Newark, okay? So let's say he had a rough upbringing, because we know Newark, Shaq's from Newark, right? So they got some rough areas, blah, blah, right? And I think he has a lot of siblings. So we'll give you that. Let's say your upbringing was treacherous. Even though you've been boxing since like 6 or 7 and you were probably in tournaments and stuff, it's not like you were moving packs in the street. How are you moving packs and doing drive-bys and this type of stuff if you are in the Golden Gloves and people know your name? So we know that's not really, in my opinion, that can't be your life. Like, that's like Bow Wow being Bow Wow, and he's popping since he was a little kid with Death Row and Snoop. Bow Wow Wow, yippee yo, yippee yay. 9-4 plus 5 penny. Add that name, right? It's Bow Wow. So even if he was, like, let's say he was claiming to be a blood, even if he was claiming to be banging, how you gonna bang when you on David Letterman, when you on 106 in Park, when you got music videos out? It don't really make sense, because then you would just be too, if you really doing the foul and you really in the streets like that or selling drugs, they'd be like, man, Bow Wow served me. You know what I mean? And it would make it so hot for you because you're a known thing. We knew about Shakur Stevenson at least when he was a teen, you know what I mean? Because he had the infamous Mayweather sparring. He was probably like 15, 16 at that point. So that street stuff, you know what I mean? It, like, how invested in the streets could you really have been when by at least your preteens and teenage years, you were already popping and people was watching your fights in the Mayweather gym on YouTube? You dig? So that's a little side rant. But he's saying stuff to Ryan Garcia like, pull up on me, or to all fighters. And it sounded like real bulletproof. Like, why are you encouraging this negative energy? And for real, Ryan's suspended. Ryan is bigger. Ryan's walk around weight look crazy heavy. He got crazy power, and he try to spam that left hook. It's like, I'm not even being funny. This is, I promise this is not like meant for shade. Like, I'm not trying to throw shade at Shakur Stevenson. I'm just having a real conversation, which I'm always going to do on my channel. Why are you encouraging this stuff, bro? And like, do you really want to see a guy like Ryan Garcia in a street fight? We seen this street fight tape at the gas station and stuff like that. Shakur, he throwing punches and slipping on the ground, and then multiple people involved and blah, blah, blah. Like, and if you're talking about scrapping and you got an entourage, that's not, I mean, you're not going to get no cool points for that. But like, one-on-one, do you really want to fight a Ryan Garcia unsanctioned for, you know, the streets or whatever, for trash talking online? That don't seem like a good stylistic matchup with no referee, no officials, no one to break y'all, no one to stop like dirty fighting, or like Ryan don't seem like a person you would want to fight if you're a Shakur Stevenson. So I don't understand why he's saying stuff like see me when you see me and stuff like that. Like Shushu, at least he's in the lighter division. So, and I'm not condoning it. It's the whole thing is I don't think you should have all these beefs. The game is looking real Tekashi-ish. It's looking real 6ix9ine-ish. Like people just like going around have all these ongoing beefs with fighters and talking about confront me then and pull up if you ain't scared. It's just like you're encouraging bad stuff. And like I said, you guys let me know in the comment section, in a street fight, would you favor Ryan Garcia or would you favor Shakur Stevenson? Shakur is a great boxer. He's a skilled boxer. Fighting the streets, completely different. Fighting the streets, somebody can break a bottle and stab you in the neck. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if some of these boxers have been in street fights, but it's untamed. Somebody could pick up a chair and Montgomery brawl you, right? It's different. It's not boxing with a ref and anything goes. You can get kneed, you can get kicked in the head. I've seen people do spinning elbows and spinning back fists, jump off of stuff, suplex people, you know what I mean? Dip you. So I don't understand why Shakur is even going that route. Now, after you guys answer the question, who do you think would win in a street fight, Shakur or Ryan Garcia? Ask yourself this. Why would any multi-millionaire fighter want to fight anybody in the streets anyway, or have confrontations in the street? If me, not even on no being a beezy, but if I'm a pro fighter, I need to get paid for my work. You know what I'm saying? Like, you live in a nice house, you live in a gated community. Why would you want to still be scrapping for free? Like, this young mentality stuff is weird. And I'm not saying it's just this young generation, because we know Mike Tyson and Mitch Green, you know, they had their run in the street, and when I see Mitch Green, I'm gonna get him, I'm gonna bath him, right? So we know it happens sometimes in boxing, but Mike Tyson was also a power puncher, a heavyweight, and a loose cannon, so it was like on site. So it is what it is. But if you're like a Shakur, your hands are your prize. What if you get a broken hand because you don't have no wraps? Shakur, it's just the wrong message, people. You guys can say whatever you want about me, but it's the wrong message. Shakur is saying he has brittle hands, and both his hands were hurt in a sanctioned fight where he's wearing 10-ounce gloves, where he has his hands wrapped, right? In a fight with a guy like Artem Haratunian, and then he's like beefing with all these fighters and stuff like that. And again, I don't know about if he got hitters with him and like entourage and stuff like that, but who wants to live like that? You know what I mean? And it's not like you can keep the Secret Service with you everywhere you go. So you starting all these beefs. Like Shakur went to the fight with Jaron Ennis, and then Berto was like, I might go to the fight, and then they've been beefing. I just don't understand it. Like, I don't see why anyone would want to use social media to the point where they're just surrounded by a dark cloud of beefs with people. You know, in the rap game, maybe that'll help your album sales. It don't really help you as a fighter, because worst case scenario, you're gonna have a confrontation and it might get recorded, and it'll be on some street stuff where you lose because nobody get paid. I don't know, like maybe because I'm older than Shakur and this younger generation, but I'm about my bread. I need my ends. I need my fetty, my gouda, my guap. I need my guacamole. So it's like, why would you lift a finger on some like see me in the streets and da 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 da? And that, I'm not saying it's happened, but this is almost what you're inviting in when you say what he's tweeting, stuff like pull up on me and come see about me and see me when you see me. I don't give a F. You know, when you put that type of energy out, then you gonna do it with the wrong person, and somebody probably will see you. So you dissing Berto and Marcus Brown and Ryan and stuff. And then I'm not like vouching, these are grown men too, but all this over a victory and people complaining and giving you criticism about your win. It's really weird to me, people. It's really, truly weird what Shakur is doing. But to each his own. He's a grown man with a kid and a wife. He can do whatever he wants. But as a family man, I don't see what do you even gain? Like, when your kid grow up and like, oh, look, daddy arguing with people on social media. This generation, I feel like that's burnt. And again, I feel like this social media likes the toxicity and the negative stuff. So it'll give you some looks and maybe some follows and stuff like that. But long term, it's just not really beneficial unless maybe you're a rapper, because you could be like a Kendrick Lamar and now his monthly Spotify streams, he's the #2 artist behind Eminem. So he ended up surpassing Drake with monthly listeners based on his Drake beef. So yeah, but again, that goes back to him dissing and doing Not Like Us came with some perks, because now he has a song that's charting and his monthly Spotify DSP listeners and viewership and listenership went up. So he making money from it. Shakur Stevenson yelling at people on Twitter, you're not really making money like that. You know what I mean? You're not really making money off that. And fighting in the street or potentially fighting, you're not really making money off that too. So I just feel like, be who you are. You know, you got to take the good with the bad. If people don't like it, just prove them wrong. They say success is the best revenge. Let me know what you guys think. Also, answer that question. Ryan versus Shakur in a street fight. Who wins?